Today, I want to tell you a story about someone who could be me, or you. Let's call him Peter. From a very young age, Peter carried a quiet sense that something didn't fit. His family called him different, but he simply wanted to understand what no one talked about. While other kids accepted the stories as they were told, Peter paused in the spaces between the lines. One day, during a simple conversation, he asked, "If sacred texts are so important, why didn't the Master write anything himself?" No one had an answer. Another time he wondered, "If God is truly sovereign, why is there room for evil?" The response was always the same: it just is. And the question that stayed with him the longest was, if everything had a beginning, what existed before the Creator began to create? His questions weren't rebellion, they were thirst. But more often than not, Peter was told to keep those doubts quiet. Peter grew up, and like many of us, he went searching for answers wherever he could. He studied spirituality, ancient traditions, energy, and symbols. He visited different schools, listened to teachers, and filled entire shelves with books. But the more he learned, the more he realized that knowing was not the same as awakening. Eventually, he understood something profound. There's a difference between collecting paths and walking one. And there is something far subtler that keeps us from walking it. An inner blindness that creeps in without warning. If you suddenly lose your eyesight, you notice. If you lose your hearing, you know something is wrong. But when your inner awareness begins to fade, you don't feel it immediately. Life doesn't turn dark, it simply becomes gray. Days begin to blur, hours melt into each other. Your heart feels tight, your mind feels far away. And then suddenly you look at the calendar and think, how is the year already halfway over? Procrastination, not from laziness, but from lack of clarity. Feeling constantly busy, a subtle way of avoiding the essential. Chronic tiredness, because living disconnected drains energy relentlessly. Peter finally understood. To see the path, it's not enough to study it. You need presence, you need courage, you need to return to yourself. And maybe you feel this too. That quiet light inside you asking to awaken again. If you do, then tomorrow I'll show you the very first step out of this invisible blindness. Thank you for staying with me until the end. If you felt connected to this message, consider joining me by subscribing to the channel. It would be an honor to have your presence here. I'll see you in the next video.